Okay, this is a couple quick videos that will show a basic face swap that a lot of us do all the time. I'm using PicsArt, which isn't the app I use normally, which is kind of my disclosure to why this video may suck. But the ideas are the same whether you're using PicsArt or Juxtaposer or any other app, really. So we'll get started. We'll go ahead and hit this, so open PicsArt, hit this purple plus sign at the bottom here. So that starts a new image or new project. So I'm just gonna do this the most basic way. Very top here, it says photos, and where it says all photos right here, I'll just click that, and these are just photos saved in your camera roll right now. And I'll select first my bottom layer, or what we usually call a template, which is what I'll paste my head onto. And then I'll need to, of course, add my head or my top layer, which a lot of people use stickers. We won't do that for a moment right now. We're just going to go down here at the bottom and hit add photo and snag another photo from my camera roll and put it there. My ugly mug. Sorry. It's the best one I've got. So now our goal overall here is going to be able to do basically three things. We're going to want to match the face, the light, the color, the tone, everything of my face as closely as possible to the templates, or so that it looks as natural as possible. We're going to want to make sure the size matches, so of course the eyes and nose and mouth are the right proportions. And then last, we'll have to decide how much of this top layer to erase or keep, so the whole thing looks seamless and not like something plastered on. So you can do these things for the most part in any order you want to. And I'll stop real quick here and mention probably the number one thing that bugs me about PicsArt is at this stage right here. I call it your main page. You've got your eraser button and layer button up top here, and you've got your main options down here: opacity, blend, crop, adjust, all this kind of stuff. At this point right here, if you were to hit this apply button on the top right, you would no longer be able to edit this layer individually. It would be plastered on, you're done. So all the changes to erasing and adding in color and everything have to be done before you hit apply. So just remember that. Has pissed off many of PicsArt users. So what I'll do here at this point, so I'll do probably just a basic kind of color match. So when this top layer is selected with the dots around and everything, I can move it independently. I can increase the size, rotate it, do all that kind of stuff, stretch it out, all of that. So, but what I'll normally do is kind of put it up here next to the template, select off the layer, so select anywhere else. Now I can zoom in, inch zoom, and I'll come back and select my layer here. And now I'll adjust that. So at the very bottom here, it says adjust. I'll select that. And I'll do my first round of trying to get my color and light and everything to match. So you're familiar with the options, but brightness, contrast, clarity, saturation, hue, shadows, highlights, temperature. This gives you everything you need to do to match something. So I'll figure, let's see, a little more brightness probably. Maybe drop saturation down. That's pretty close just for the first time. I don't expect this to be perfect, because sometimes what looks like it's going to work and then what actually works are different. So I'll do that for now. It's a pretty close color match. So since I'm in this adjustment screen right here, I can hit apply, and it's not going to make anything permanent. It just takes me back to where I was there. So first step, we did a pretty decent color match. Okay. Now I am going to put the face on the layer where I think makes the most sense. So I'm going to select a picture here. Go ahead, select my top layer. I'll put it over it. The advice you'll probably always hear is to, down here where it says opacity, this indicates how transparent that top layer is, and of course you can adjust it. So the most popular advice is, all right, here, line up the eyes for this one. You know, eyes, nose, mouth, that sort of thing, okay? Which works a lot of times, but, and I'll cover this in another video, depending on the head angle of, you know, both pictures and other things like the features of the individual people, that isn't always the best way to do it. So I'll normally just kind of match up size-wise so my head area covers their head area, because I'll go back and fix that. So I'll do this for now. I'll come down here and bring my opacity back up. And now we're going to go into our erase and add screen. So that's this eraser button at the top right here. So I'll click that. And we're on our main add erase screen. So 3 row buttons at the bottom. First one, well, this is your erase button, your eraser. So obviously you touch the layer anywhere and it erases it. You have your add button, which adds back that layer. And that's all this is doing down here, is taking away or adding from that top layer. So each one has a couple options. Oh, and this far right button, this person with the shoulders, it's a way to let PicsArt automatically select what to keep and what not to keep, and then you can still go back and adjust it. It is pretty handy. I'm not going to use it right now because this isn't, I don't think, too difficult of a picture, and not all apps will have that, but definitely try it out. So under the erase button, you'll see size. So that white circle is indicating this. So size is obvious. Opacity, again, how transparent, or you know, how much will it erase of that top layer. And then hardness, the outside edge. Do you want it kind of a razor sharp, really blurry? I normally do, for most things, you know, like a 90% maybe. That way, maybe 90%, depending on what it is. That way, any edges aren't unnaturally straight, but they're not super blurry or super rough. So, all right, so I adjusted my settings for my eraser, and that'll allow me to kind of go in here and start erasing. You know, everyone's different. A lot of people that have stickers, they'll have this part of their head saved, and then they'll go in and just kind of erase what they have to. I like to, once I know the position's right, I personally like to erase the whole layer and paint it on, basically. Okay, so now I'm here ready to add my face back in. So I'll select my paint or my add here, click it again for my sub menu, decide how large I want it. I'll do a little smaller. Opacity, I'll do almost 100. Hardness, yeah, it's pretty good. Click it again to close it, and then I can zoom in and just start applying these things back and seeing how it looks. So just kind of do a general overview here. So a couple things. I mean, obviously I can clean this up a little bit here, but first things I'm going to look at are, okay, is the size right, proportions right, and is the color right? So the head looks a little bit big to me, and color, I'm not sure. It depends how much I use of mine and how much of the template. But good thing is, we're on this add erase screen. I can always hit my check mark up top here. I'll zoom in. I can still do the other things I need. So I can still select a layer, and I can still move that around. I can increase its size, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, and I can even drop opacity down again if I want to get a feel for how large the features were on the template. Let's go back up here. So that's not too bad. A little larger, but the left side looks pretty good. The right's not too bad. I can, of course, also go down here to adjust and adjust brightness and things like that, saturation. And how much you have to adjust these will depend a lot on if you're trying to match it to the neck or to other parts of the face, or if you use your whole entire face. So this one, not a big deal. I mean, yeah, that looks pretty darn close. So I'm going to hit apply here because I'm in the adjustment screen, and that's okay. And I'm gonna go back one more time, hit my erase button. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna try to clean it up if I can. So I'm just doing the eraser there. Oops, maybe trim that up. Just for now. All right, that doesn't look too bad on the side here. It blended pretty well with, oops. And that reminds me, this is your back button here, that curvy arrow. So if you make a mistake, you can do that. But it really isn't too bad. One thing you can do is, so if I press my paint, I can always drop opacity down and increase the size. And now when I'm going back and adding or erasing, it's a bit more subtle because I drop the opacity. So sometimes that's the way to achieve a look. Hey, that doesn't look too bad now. Let's see here. Kind of like a shadow almost, so I can mess with that. Got my eyebrow there, not too bad. I do see, even quickly, some coloration issues where up top here, it's yellower for the template and my face is redder. But to try to match this, it's gonna be tough because you can see my face is red here, my face is yellow over here. So it's never gonna be perfect. So again, what I might do is go to my erase button, drop the opacity down even lower, and maybe just take some quick swipes across there. So now it's a little closer, and I can really do that anywhere I want. Maybe just in a couple spots. That won't work, but just kind of is like a little color correction. Again, depending on where it is, it might not always work, but overall, that's really not bad. So I'd hit my check and hit apply, and now love it, like it, hate it, whatever, I would be done with this one right here. And yeah, that's the end of this video.